Today I'm doing a soft glam makeup look using Dollar Tree makeup. I wanted something blended, glowy, and polished. Kind of makeup that enhances your features without looking overdone. So I'm gonna walk you through everything step by step. So I like to start with my eyebrows, and I'm using one of my favorite products from Dollar Tree. That is the LA Colors Brow Pencil. This one here is in dark blonde. Love these brow pencils because they have a really good tug, and I just feel like I could get a really easy brow. And I went ahead and looked for my dark blonde one because I wanted this to be really soft. If you've been one of my Dollar Divas for a while, you know, even though I'm blonde right now, I go back and forth between blonde and brunette, and so I have a lot of brown brow pencils, and I really don't mind a darker brow, but I do try to soften it up a bit sometimes, and for this look, that's what I'm going for. So I like to clean up my brows with concealer, and I really like the Be Pure Hydrating Under Eye Concealer. We're gonna use this for under our eyes as well, but I'm gonna go ahead and clean up under my brows. And for this, I like to use this Sassy Chic brush right here. And so I like to put a little bit on my brush, and then I'll just kind of smear it on my counter a little bit. That way I ended up using a little bit too much, but that's okay. So if you're new here and you love finding affordable beauty that actually works, I would love to have you subscribe. Become part of our Dollar Diva family. I just kind of place this underneath the brow. Sometimes I'll do it above, but I don't think I'm gonna do that today. And I like to take a concealer brush. This one here is from Sassy Chic, and then I just like to soften that out a bit. So there we go, we just get a nice soft brow. So I'm now gonna apply some Ioni eyeshadow primer. I have a lot of people asking me how this is, and it works pretty good, to be honest, and I'm really happy that Ioni gave us an eyeshadow primer because that really lacks at Dollar Tree. But the problem with this one is it just feels like there's not a lot in the tube. So if you're looking for an eyeshadow primer that's like affordable, e.l.f. makes one. You can also get an eyeshadow primer from Shop Miss A. So since this is a soft glam look, I'm gonna just be going into the LA Colors 12 Pan eyeshadow palette in Vogue, and we're gonna get a look using some of these beautiful neutral tones. It's gonna take an all over like fluffy kind of a brush. I would start by going in with like a neutral color like that. So soft glam makeup is something where your eye makeup is neutral and soft, and your skin is glowy. You get a little bit of color to the cheeks and a nice soft lip. And it's glamorous yet not overdone. Go in with like another fluffy brush. This one has longer bristles and is a little bit thinner, so it's gonna blend a little bit more. I'm gonna go to this brown shade right here, and I just wanna make this really, really soft. Very soft, very blended. And then I'm just gonna take my finger and I'm gonna pop on some shimmer. I think I'm gonna use that one right there. This is not a heavy eyeshadow look, just a very soft eyeshadow look. We're also gonna be using brown liner, which also helps give a little bit of drama, but keeps it really soft. So I'm gonna be wearing lashes today, but you don't have to. I know lashes are not for everybody, but I do like to start with a coat of mascara. So yeah, you can just put on a couple of coats of your favorite mascara, especially if you have beautiful lashes. Like I said, I'm gonna be using brown liner. So this one here is from LA Colors. It's their liquid liner. It's in the shade brown. There's quite a few brown liquid liners from Dollar Tree. I'm just gonna add a very soft line. And I'm mainly only adding this for the lashes, not really doing a strong wing. I may even add a little bit more of a pop of shimmer once our lashes are on. So I'm gonna be using, these are one of my favorite lashes. They're a little dramatic, but yet still simple. They're the La Mercerie More Drama Faux Lash Trio lashes. They're supposed to look good on all eye shapes. These are actually now some of my favorite lashes from Dollar Tree. So they are a little bit wide for my eye, so I do have to trim them. I just take some scissors and I trim just maybe 3 little clusters from the end. I think that usually ends up being about right for me. Of course, you do what's right for your eyes. So I have a beginner-friendly lash tutorial that I will have linked down below. That way, if you want to see 2 different methods on how to apply your lashes, you can check that out after you're done. But I'm gonna apply these off camera and I will be right back. Okay, so my lashes are on, and we'll come back and add finishing touches to the eyes as we always do, but I'm gonna move on to Complexion. So I'm gonna use a nice glowy primer for this, and Dollar Tree has a couple. I'm gonna use the Be Pure Gel Primer. This is the one with the watermelon extract. They've also got the other one in the green tube that is supposed to be a dupe for e.l.f. Both are really, really nice. And we'll let that sink into the skin for just a minute. And I'm going to be using the Be Pure Clean Beauty Glow Foundation. This is in nude. This is just a really nice, I think it performs like high-end foundation. And I'm going to put it on my beauty blender here. And we're going to use this to get some nice, flawless, glowy skin. My last few videos, a lot of people have complimented my skin, and this has kind of been my little go-to foundation here recently. I've always really liked it, but I kind of forgot about it for a while, and I've just recently rediscovered it. You can build it up for more coverage, or it can wear a little bit more like a BB cream. I always like to blend outward. My skin has been so dry, y'all. Usually I don't suffer from dry skin on my face, but my forehead these days has been a little drier than normal. But I've heard that's kind of common after 40. Foundation blended, I'm gonna add a little bit of concealer to the inner corners of my eyes. I'm just gonna be using that same concealer from earlier and my Sassy Chic concealer brush. Of course, you use as much concealer as you need. This is a wonderful concealer brush for, I would say for $1.25, but really it would be great even at a drugstore price point. So while my foundation is still damp, I'm gonna go ahead and add my liquid blush. I'm gonna be using, this is from Ioni, and it does not have the shade name on it, but it's just this really soft pink shade. I love the big doe foot on these blushes. So that's just a gorgeous soft pink shade. Perfect for a soft glam look. I'm gonna just take my beauty blender, just take one end, and just really blend this into the skin. If I remember, and I usually often don't remember, I try to do it before my powder. I often fail. Add a touch more to the side here. This blends out so beautiful. So I'm gonna add my liquid bronzer as well. This is one of my favorites. This is the Be Pure Glow Up Contour. This is in Fair Medium. And I'm gonna apply it the same way. I'm gonna put some on the back of my hand and just use my beauty blender. I don't mind that there's a little foundation in this at all. Like, I don't mind that there's a little foundation on my beauty blender. Doesn't matter to me. If anything, it'll help blend. I like to go down my neck. And then we go, just a nice light bronze. Now I'm gonna add a little bit of mattifying powder. This is the Ioni mattifying powder that they came out with. It's just this little white mattifying powder. They only came out with the shade, just translucent. I'm just gonna take a little brush, and I'm not gonna go overboard with this. I'm not gonna bake or anything. I'm just gonna lightly dust my nose, under my eyes, my T-zone, mainly the center of my face, and I wanna leave some glow. So I'm gonna skip highlighter because I do feel like we have enough glow going on with our Complexion products, so I'm gonna go back to the eyes. So I'm gonna use brown liner in my waterline. This one here is from the LA Colors Fall Collection, but just any brown liner will do. It's a dual-ended one, so it's got black as well. I'm just gonna go into my waterline with this. This will help give a little bit of definition without being too harsh. So I'm gonna smoke out under my eyes a little bit. I'm just gonna go into that same brown shade that we went into. Shake off the brush so I don't make a mess. To me, an eye look is not done until you've done this. So I'm gonna pop a little bit of that gold onto my brow bone, just very, very little. Just the ever so slight hint of a little bit of brightness and shimmer. Then I'm gonna take a tapered brush, go back into that shimmer. I'm gonna spray it with some setting spray. This is just the Ioni Optimus Glow from their Glamapalooza line, I believe. But any setting spray will do. You just want to dampen your brush to make this a little bit more intense. And this just really brightens up the inner corner. And then I am going to pop a little bit more with my finger onto my lid for a little extra pop. So I would say the eyes are done. Now we're gonna move on and finish with the lips. And so I think this is like the perfect soft glam lip right here. The Ioni lip pencil in Warm Nude and the LA Colors lip gloss in Bliss. I love Ioni's lip pencils, and even though LA Colors has more color selection, I think Ioni's colors are better, even though they have fewer. So that's just like the perfect nude. And I'm just gonna press my lips together just a little bit to soften that line. And this is the finished soft glam look using all Dollar Tree makeup. I really love how blended and wearable this look is. It just goes to show you don't have to spend a lot to get something that looks polished and put together. Let me know in the comments what product surprised you the most and if there's anything you want me to try next. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hype it and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next one.